Subnautica Below Zero went on my want-to-play list after finishing Subnautica because the first game is so unbelievably good. Is Below Zero as good? No. I like the first game better, and I'll get into the reasons in a moment. First off, I love the gameplay in Below Zero. I love how it's mostly the same as in the first game. They've just tweaked a few things to add new challenges. You're still exploring the same exoplanet 4546b, but in the Arctic. So now we're dealing with icebergs, storms, and freezing temperatures, which makes going up for air quite a bit more intimidating. All of a sudden, I feel safer underwater and never want to leave. But of course now the game wants you to do more surface exploration, which is super mean, but that's why it's awesome. It's not very difficult though. I found plenty of means to survive on the ice. The marine life is nicely adjusted to the new latitude. A few familiar species are present while others are new. My favorite creatures are the penguins. They're ridiculously cute. Really cool design too. That crest on top of the head is actually the mouth. Compared to the first Subnautica, Below Zero is smaller in area and features some really narrow caves, forcing you to rely more on freediving instead of vehicles. I do appreciate this challenge. I just think I prefer the cathedral-sized caves of the first Subnautica. I love feeling tiny in a huge and terrifying ocean and then becoming the boss of that ocean. But if you prefer claustrophobia in your underwater caves, then this is definitely the Subnautica for you. Of the new vehicles, I totally fell in love with the sea truck. This thing is awesome. You can add modules to it, turning it into an ocean train with everything and the kitchen sink in it. My sea truck was so long it became difficult to maneuver. Navigating tight spaces was hilarious. The best thing is that one of the modules has a jukebox and you can collect music tracks in the game world. I didn't know I needed a jukebox in my survival crafting game until I got one. My absolute favorite times in Below Zero were driving my sea truck while blasting music. It's crazy what difference it made to my mood. In the first Subnautica, loneliness really creeps up on me and it feels crushingly real. It's one of the many ingenious horror elements in that game. In Below Zero, the simple ability to play music banished the loneliness. I became a perky, happy, crash-landed ocean explorer just going about my day. The story is where things get a little shaky, in my opinion. The player character Robin arrives at 4546b to find out the fate of her sister Samantha. Sam was part of a science crew for the Altera Corporation who all died for reasons unknown. So Robin has to set up base on the planet and scavenge the ruins of the Altera science bases for clues. So far so good. I think the premise is excellent. I instantly cared about Robin and her quest. But in the first Subnautica through the whole game, I had a clear sense of priority, like first and foremost, survival, then building an escape rocket. But to finish the rocket and take off, X, Y, and Z need to happen. It's a wonderfully satisfying chain of events and it gets me emotional every time at the end of the game. Below Zero has maybe too many subplots, because after a while I couldn't tell anymore what we were doing. Are we still looking for Sam, or are we just helping Alan? Are we looking for a way to leave the planet, or is that not important? What exactly happened to the Altera Science crew? I have a theory, but no certainty. Also, there's a character I thought was important, except that they only showed up once and never reappeared. Maybe I missed an important location somewhere down the line, or maybe I visited the locations in the wrong order. I'm not sure. I achieved a thing half by accident, and Robin declared that she now knows what happened to her sister. And I was like, wow, okay, really? Any chance you could share it with me, because I haven't figured it out yet. And I never figured it out. The game let me go to the ending sequence, and it ended. I didn't really get the closure I was hoping for. I haven't replayed this yet. Maybe on later playthroughs I find something that clarifies things. In short, I think the gameplay is fantastic. It's more of the same, which is exactly what I wanted, with just enough new stuff to make it feel fresh. I got instantly sucked in and I loved every second of it. But I think the story progression is a bit unpolished and hence the ending didn't inspire any emotion other than confusion. Like, what did I miss? I may be a bit harsh on Below Zero because I can't help but compare it to the first Subnautica, which, I admit, set the bar so high it's basically on the moon. Your opinion of Below Zero may depend on whether it's the first or second Subnautica game you play. But the bottom line is, I still think it's a great game and I'm super excited for more Subnautica. Have you played Subnautica or Subnautica Below Zero? Which one do you think is better? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching.